Hi, everyone. Very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. It's fantastic to have you all on board. I'm Rasha Khan, and I'm your host for today's webinar. I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you tuning in from. You can drop us a hello on the chat with your name and where are you tuning in from. You can let us know that. Am I audible to you folks? Is my voice audible? Please let me know. Just checking the mic. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Audible. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I was just saying, I'll just repeat it once more. So we have interesting project demonstration and program preview lined up for you. And we will be talking about how you can learn to develop e-commerce site using Angular, Spring Boot, and MySQL. We have our expert speaker Akash Kale here with us already, which I'll be introducing to you very soon. We also will be covering the program review, which has this amazing project, and along with more projects we have in the program, which you can learn from and work on hands-on projects to showcase that practical experience. So the full stack developer Java Masters program. We'll be starting the session, but before that, let me just introduce myself once again because I'm seeing a lot of you folks are still joining in. So I'm Rasha Khan. I'm your host for today's webinar, and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Just putting down my introduction on the chat once again because I see a lot of new folks joining in. Thank you for joining in early, folks. Also, let me quickly go through your introductions on the chat here as well. We are also streaming live on a YouTube channel as well. So I see a lot of folks have joined us live there as well. Let me check that out. Yes, we have a lot of folks who have joined us there as well. I see Devang saying yes. And would love to know your introductions on the YouTube live chat box as well, folks. We'll be paying attention to your chat box as well. So I see Findulu has joined us from South Africa, Shrinu from Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, Shadrach is watching from Ghana, and Nishita says, hi, hello here. Would love to know where are you joining us from. Samir from Nigeria, Lalita from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Nishita says, I'm joining from Bangalore. Great. I see Carl here has joined us from Portugal, James from Kenya, Harshit from Telangana, India, Vishal from United Kingdom, Hector from South Africa, Pawan from Hyderabad, Priyanka from Nepal, and a lot more introductions in the chat here. Folks who have just joined right now, we are just getting started. We have not started the session yet. We are just doing a quick round of introductions on the chat here. You can see a lot of introductions incoming on the chat. People are sharing where are they joining us. As this is a global webinar, you'll be seeing a lot of people joining from different countries. So that makes the session pretty interesting. And we also have an interesting session lined up today. We'll be covering the free project demo plus program preview, and we'll be doing a live demonstration of the project of the full stack Java Developers Master Program, how we can learn to develop an e-commerce site using Angular, Spring Boot, and MySQL. Please keep the introductions coming in. It's always good to network, right? These events before we start the session, right? Meanwhile, you are giving your amazing introductions on the chat here. I see Devang has replied on the YouTube chat box, has joined us from US. Thank you so much, Devang. Also, all other folks who are watching us on YouTube, please do let us know where are you joining us from. Meanwhile, you're giving your amazing introductions. Let me just quickly take you through the ground rules we have here for the session here. So these ground rules are made to make sure that you have an amazing experience. And the first ground rule here is, in case you have any questions for our expert speaker Akash, you have to put down your questions in the Q&A box. Now, chat box is where you can see your amazing introductions incoming, and Q&A box is just beside that. So please make sure put down your question in the Q&A box. Because of high attendance and high chat volume, as you can see, we might miss your queries there. And whenever the speaker gets time, he will be looking into the Q&A box and addressing your queries. So please do that. And the session is being recorded in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again. In case you have missed anything, please, you can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording link to view. So you can keep an eye out for that. Also, for attending this webinar, you'll be getting a webinar certificate, you will have to request a proof of attendance. So this webinar is 75 minutes long. And as this is a project demonstration webinar, so you'll be seeing a lot of learning here. So that is why this basically webinar is longer than our usual 60 minutes webinar. So you have enough time to interact with the expert and also ask your questions, and get them addressed as well. Also, the post-webinar survey will be happening after 75 minutes. Once the webinar is done, you will get a pop-up by Zoom, and you will have to fill your full name in the post-webinar survey. So we will need that data in order to send you the personalized webinar certificate. Um, yeah, those are the ground rules. And yeah, I see a lot of new folks have joined in and amazing introductions coming in on the chat. Once again, welcome everyone. We are just starting the session. You have not missed anything. About the ground rules, I will keep nudging them on the chat as well. And in case you have any questions, feel free to ping me. I'll basically help you out with any query you have about ground rules or about the webinar as well. So please don't worry. And this program is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been in the digital skills training space for more than a decade now, and we are very proud of transforming lives. We are empowering people, and we have basically advanced over 5 lakh plus careers in over 150 plus countries. We have 800 plus qualified trainers who do an amazing job, teaching these skills and category of courses we have. And today we'll be talking about the full stack Java development master's course and doing a project demonstration from that course, which has other unique projects which you can work on to showcase your work experience through these industry-based projects on real time. So moving on to introduction of our expert speaker, Akash. Here. Akash Kale here, it has total 18 plus years of experience in IT field, training as well as development. And he has expertise in Java, UI, cloud-related technologies like Core.js, Spring Framework, Spring Boot, HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, Angular, React.js, MySQL, Oracle, MongoDB, AWS, Azure. This is just to name a few of them from, a lot of skills, he has. We'll be hearing it from him as well. And he has delivered over more than 250 plus freshers as well as the later batch in all IT industry like IBM, TCS, Wipro, Deloitte, Samsung, EY, Infosys, Hexaware, etc. Akash would like to welcome you. A very good evening.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure the introduction I gave about you does not cover the amount of skills and experience you have. So we would love to know from you as well for the folks here.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So myself is Akash. I'm from Bangalore, and I done my MCA. After finish my MCA, I joined one of the IT industry in a Bangalore location. I worked within a Java technology, like with the job. And this training field, I have more than 16 plus year of experience. So overall, 18 plus of year experience in IT industry. When it comes to the technology wise, I'm very strong is all related, Java related technologies, UI related, cloud related. So we can say Java full stack, Python full stack, main stack, Mun stack, and few IBM products. I deliver a lot of training for different IT industries. So main client for me, IBM, TCS, Wipro, Deloitte, Samsung, Oracle, and still more now. That, yeah. Can I move next slide?
Thank you so much, Akash, for your introduction. Let me just quickly take you through the agenda of today's session. The first and the most important agenda of today's session is about you, getting to know a little bit about you, how we can help you out in your FSD career better. And the second agenda is the project demonstration, which I talked about, how you can learn to develop a full stack e-commerce site using Angular, Spring Boot, and MySQL. Also, we'll be talking about the program preview from where we are doing this project demonstration. This project is one of the many things which are available in this program, which you can master through the full stack Java developer master's program. We'll be talking about what exactly this program offers, how exactly this program gets you job ready, and based on the interest you share towards enrollment, we'll be taking the enrollment steps very quickly. And in the end, last but not the least, the Q&A part. The Q&A part is secured for the end. You have enough time to basically, put down your queries in the Q&A box and we will address them towards the end. But as this is a learning session, so in case you have any questions, whenever the speaker gets time, he will be looking into the Q&A box and addressing your queries from time to time. So these are the agenda of today's session. Moving on, as I told you, the first and the most important agenda is getting to know about you. So as you can see, so many amazing introductions coming in on the chat here. We would love to know also your experience as well. So usually we get a crowd with a diverse set of experience. So I'm just launching this poll quickly, which says how many years of experience do you currently have? It can be any work experience, and it has 4 options you can choose from, the one which is most suitable to you. Also, folks who are watching us live on our YouTube channel, you can just comment on your experience on the chat, YouTube live chat. So I'll just give 20 seconds more for the poll here. As I see, most of you have already started responding for the poll. Awesome. I see most of you have already responded for the poll here, and I see few responses on the chat here as well. So last 5 seconds for the poll here, folks. How many years of experience do you currently have? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you folks and our speaker. So let's see what have you voted for. So 67% of you have less than 2 years of experience, and 19% of you have 2 to 5 years of experience, and 6% of you have 6 to 10 years of experience, and 9% of you have more than 10 years of experience. And few responses on the YouTube live chat box as well. I see Daniel shares that less than 2 years in programming, 20 years in business admin. That's interesting. So I'll stop sharing this responses, and we will move on to our project demonstration topic today, how you can learn to develop an e-commerce site using Angular, Spring Boot, and MySQL. So would like to welcome Akash once again, and he will be taking over the project demonstration topic.
Can I share my screen? Can you
Sure,
stop
sure.
now?
Let me stop sharing my screen. Just 1 second. Yeah, I have stopped sharing my screen, Akash. Also, folks, meanwhile Akash is sharing his screen, to make the session interactive, as this is a project demonstration session, you will be getting to see a live demonstration of how you can build the e-commerce site, a demonstration of it. And you can basically interact with Akash in the Q&A box. And if you have any questions, please go and put down the questions in the Q&A box. Thank you so much.
So thank you. So when you want to develop the application using any language, so right now we are going to develop the application using Java technology. And here, what will happen now here? Let me, I'll give the idea first now. So the technology mainly divided into the 3 parts. One, we can solve the front-end technologies. And second, we call as the back-end technologies. And then will come the database. So simple. The people maybe know front end, or some people know back end, or some people know databases are there. When it comes to the front end side technology, what are the things will come? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, and Angular. Okay. This is one of the technology. Maybe Angular is there, maybe React.js is there, or maybe Vue.js is there. Vue.js. But right now we're talking about the Angular now. So to learn the Angular technology, we need the knowledge about the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, Angular. So this is called front-end side technology. So in simple, the people who are new to the technology, front-end mean, which we can see, like a Gmail page, Facebook page, Yahoo, or Google page. So those page created using lot of technologies. Among that, these are the few technology we're using: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular. So this is called front-end. Coming to the back-end technologies are there now. So in the back-end technology, there are a lot of technologies out there, which generally called server-side technology. It can be Java, it can be .NET, it can be PHP, it can be Python now. And we are talking about here now Java. So in Java also, when I say here, Java also core Java, knowledge required, develop the web application first. Then we can go to the JW, that is come Servlet or JSP. But nowadays, these technologies have become duplicated. We are not using. So overcome to this JW technology, we are using Spring Framework and Spring Boot. Framework and Spring Boot. So this is your backend technology. So backend can be any language, and we are going to talk about the Java technology. And the communication between the front end and backend technology is called REST API. That's called RESTful Web Service. So front end can be independently created by some other team, and backend can be created by other teams. Now, on a database can be any database, and the database we are going to use one of the open source database, that is your MySQL. We can use MySQL, we can use Oracle, we can use DB2, or we can use MongoDB. MongoDB. Okay. And to connect this database using Java, there are a lot of topics we use generally. One, we use the JDBC. Then we can use ORM. In that, we can use Hibernate, or we can use JPA, or we can use the Spring Data. Spring Data, which is a part of Spring modules. Repeat once again. The people may be new to this technology, or they already working on this technologies are there. Our front end can be HTML, CSS, JavaScript is the base. Then can be Angular, can be React, can be Vue.js. And we are going to use one of the famous technology, Angular framework. Backend technology can be any language, can be Java, can be Python, can be PHP. Now the question will come, okay, which one is the good? It depends upon the client requirement. All technology are good in their place. But we are going to use one of the technology as to demonstration, Java. And Java, we are going to use the Spring Boot application to develop the REST API. And to connect the database, we are going to use the Spring Boot. Okay, and Spring Data. And the database is what? MySQL. I hope it is clear for all. Can I get the confirmation chart? Can I get the confirmation chart? High level. I'm talking about very high level. Okay. Now, so let me first, I'm planning to create the backend part now. I'm planning to create the backend part. So let me, I'm going to create one backend folder. See, there's a backend folder, and I need the front end folder. I'm going to create one front end folder. Yeah, Spring Data is the top of the ORM. One person asked the Spring Data. Spring Data is the top of the ORM. Okay. And to develop this application, we can use a lot of IDE. We can use a lot of IDE. We can use Eclipse. We can use MyEclipse. We can use IntelligentJ. A lot of we can use it now. Okay. So what I'll do here now, I'm going to use one of the open source IDE, Eclipse now. Okay, let me Eclipse IDE.
Sorry to interrupt you. There is a question on the chat. Interesting one. Actually, can we code along with you? Is this a possibility of this demonstration?
No, the difficulty is what now some people, if we know, they can do it. If they
Okay.
want, they can do. There is no problem.
Okay. Sagar, if you want to do it together, if you already
Please.
have a little bit knowledge, please do it.
Please.
Because it is up to you.
That's up to you. Yeah, so I'm going to use one of the open source IDE, Eclipse. I'll repeat once again. In a Java, we can use a lot of IDEs are there. We can use Eclipse, we can use MyEclipse, we can use IntelligentJ, we can use RAD, we can use JDeveloper. But still more open source IDEs are there. I'm using one of the open source IDE, Eclipse now. Now, when you want to develop the application using the Spring Boot, there are a lot of ways are there. I'm not doing one way. So I'm going to use one of the simplest way, the Spring framework, or the people who providing the Spring framework, they're providing one website, and that website is what? Spring Initializer. Now I'm going to use the Spring Initializer. We can use VS Code also, possibility. VS Code preferable for front-end side technology. Preferable, I'm telling now. So this is an official website provided by Spring people to develop the Spring project. Easy and simple way to develop now. If you want, I can share this one for you all. This URL. If the people know Spring, you can make the bookmark. Now, while developing the Spring application, we need some build. So build tool is responsible to compile the program, run the program, creating the jar file, creating the war file, creating the documentation. And there are two build tools we use in Java. One is called Maven and second is called Gradle. So I'm going to use one of the famous tool as a Maven. What technology you are going to use? Java. Which version of Spring Boot you are going to use? 3.2 or what are the version you want. Okay. And I'm giving the artifact that is my Spring Boot application. So I'm planning to develop one of the e-commerce application. Now the people ask, what type of application going to develop? I'm planning to develop the e-commerce application. When I say the e-commerce application, guys, we need a lot of things we require. I need login module. I need product module. I need order module. I need some account module. Still, I need a lot of things are there. Okay. I'll repeat. One person asked, what about the Maven? Maven is known as a build. It's known as a build tool. Build tool is responsible to compile the program, run the program, creating the jar file or war file or ER file, creating the documentations, allowed to download some dependencies, depend upon the application requirement. Okay. So that can possibilities are there. Okay. So here to develop the e-commerce application, we need lot of modules required. These are small module. When we combine, we can develop one big e-commerce application. So I'm going to take any one of the small module with the time constraint. Let me consider like a product module now. So when I say the product, what are things I can do? I can add the products. I can delete the products. I can update the products. I can view the products and view the product. Or still I can do more operations. When I say the login, I can do sign in, sign up. I can change the password. When I say the order, I can place the order. I can view the orders. Like that, I can do a lot of operations depend upon type of role provided for that users now. So let me take about the product module now. Okay. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to product now here, product. Or I can write now e-commerce or e-shopping app, shopping app. And I'm going the package name as a com. If the people know, I'm going the package name as a com now. And here I can create the jar file or war file. Let me I'll take as a jar file. So the people who, if you know Java, if you know Spring, already Spring Boot internally provided one internal Tomcat server. Now people ask, because I'm creating the server side technology, I need the server. So we have a lot of servers are there. Tomcat is there, WebLogic is there, JBoss is there, but still more are there. Jar file generally we use for the core job application. War file we use for the web applications. Okay, so right now I'm using internal Tomcat, not external Tomcat, in a development mode. That was I'm taking the jar file. If you want to deploy the application on external server, maybe external Tomcat, WebLogic, JBoss, we can take the war file. Jar, Java RK, Web RK. War means Web RK. Okay. Okay, let me, guys, I'll do this one. Okay. I'll take the question later. Wait. So now I want to add some dependencies. I'm going to develop the web application. I need web starter. Okay. That's provided the web application, all the dependencies. I'll take now JPA starter. It will provide the ORM features. Okay. Then I'll add the MySQL because I'm planning to take the database as a MySQL. Okay. And then I'll take one of the tool. It's called dev tool now. This is only for development mode. I'll repeat once again. To develop the web application, I'm taking the web starter. Now, some people ask, what is a starter? Which is help to download all required jar file to develop the web application. That's a web. JPA, Java Persistent API, which will help to connect the database using ORM features. MySQL, I'm planning to connect what database? Maybe MySQL, maybe Oracle, maybe DB2, maybe MongoDB. Then we need to change this type of drivers. And this dev tool is one of the type of starter. While developing the application, we want to refresh your project automatically. Preferably in development mode, not in production mode. So these are things I added now and I click the generate. So when I click on generate, it is going to create the project for me now. So I'll take on desktop and I'm created a demo app, and inside a backend folder, I'm going to create one zip folder. So what has happened now? I'm not going to add this all the dependencies from manually. Everything is project is ready, nothing to do. I'll extract this folder for the shopping app now. And which ID you're using now? Maybe ID can be Eclipse, can be my Eclipse, anything now. Please, we need to import the project. So I'm going to import, and we created what type of project? Maven type of project we created, existing Maven project. and that we are going to add it. That's it. The setup is ready. But the point, remember, the person must be know the knowledge about the Java. I'll repeat, already project we extracted using this tool. So generated, extract the project, and we imported this project in a Eclipse ID. So when I expand this project, what is happened now? All setup to develop the application. So first time, take some time to download those all the dependencies. And if you open the pom.xml file, which is known as a project object model, which hold your all the dependencies. So now we can see we are using Java version 17. We can use 20, 21, 22. And these are some dependency already added. JP is there, web is there, dev tool is there, MySQL is there, and by default one testing dependency also added. And if I expand this Maven dependency, you can see all required jar file automatically downloaded. See. So my setup is ready now. I'm not going to do now. So now we need to only concentrate to develop the code. Now, so first I'm planning to work on what entity. The entity can be product. Okay. Entity can be login. Entity can be order. Entity can be account. It can be anything now. So let me what I'll do. I'm going to create one entity class, or in Java we call the Java bean class. So I'm going to write class and com dot. I'll write here entity, and I'm writing now product. So when I say the product, what the product we need now? What are the things I need? I need product ID. So private int PID, private string pname, private float price, but still more I can add it. I'll repeat, still more we can add it now. And once I added this one, I'll right click and I need to write the generate setter getter methods. Generate setter getter methods. So this is my simple one Java bean class is ready according to the Java. But this class we want to bind with table. The table in a database, MySQL or Oracle, still we don't know what database you're planning to use now. So if you're planning to use the ORM feature on the top of this class, we need to use @entity annotation. See, entity. Part of Jakarta. I missed one participant told me Jakarta. Yes, this is Jakarta. And according to the ORM, the column must be contain primary key. I'll write @ID column. ID. So this column is a primary key. And I'm not planning to insert ID, automatically ID I want to insert auto increment. I'll write generated value. So here generated value annotation. And here I use the what strategy you are using now? Identity. That's it. So this is my work is done. I'll repeat once again. I need one product with ID, name, price, ID auto increment. And this is linked with database. Now people ask how is linked with the database? I need to provide the database details. Wait for that. Then I'm going to write the database related. So generally in a Java, we call as a DAO layer, data access object. Data access objects now. Okay. So what I'll do here now, I'll right click. I'm going to create one of the interface. Now without Spring Data, we need to write the code from a scratch using JDBC or using Hibernate or using JPA. But Spring Data is telling you no need to do anything now. Just like create one interface, and I'm giving the here package name repository. I'll write the product repository. So Spring Data provided one of the predefined interface, and the interface name is what? JPA repository. JPA repository. And this JPA repository tell now, you want repository for which class? I want for which class? Product. And the which column contain primary key? That column data type you need to provide now. That column is what? Integer. Because ID is integer. Or maybe string. Or maybe other data types. And on top of this, you write @repository annotation. Once you write it, your work is done. I'll repeat, the people, if you know JDBC in a Java, or if you know JPA or Hibernate, we are not going to write here any code. Everything is abstraction. So if you see, once I use the control space bar, already they provided predefined method. Root repository, April 7, maybe, see, please try to understand. I'll take question later on now. Let me allow me to develop a small application. Lot of differences are there now. So as of now, I can say JP is a JP specific repository. Tude is generic repository. Apply for other ORM also. So here product repository, extend JP repository, already they provided predefined method. You're not going to do anything database logic. Everything is abstraction for us now. Some people can ask me, I want to add some custom logic. Can you do it? Yes, possibility. So my DO layer or database layer is ready. Now I'm coming to the service layer. Now people ask why we need the service layer. We need to add some business logic. We need to add some business logic when you want to store the record, when you want to delete the record. Okay, so I'm writing here now. Service, product, service. And now what I'll do here now, on top of this, I'll write @service annotation. Okay, and write @auto wire for which layer? DO layer. Auto layer, product, repository. Repository. And here I'm writing now public string store product. Product. I'll take the product object as a parameter. Product. And I'm going to write now product repository dot save predefined method. I'll save the product. That's it. And return, I'll write now product store successfully. That's it. So I'm not going to do. If you want, you can apply some logic before storing also when you want to store the product, when you don't want to store the product, possibility. And now I want to retrieve the product, public list of product. I'll write find all. And right here now, return product repository dot find all. That's it. My two methods are ready, one for store, one for retrieve. But you can write the condition when you want to retrieve, when you want to store, when you want to delete, when you want to update. Possibility I'm telling now. So like that, we can write a lot of service layer methods to store, to delete, to update, and to retrieve. But because of time constraint, I'm planning to do only two operations, one method for store, one method for retrieve. So this is called service layer. Then we need some controller layer. And that control must be REST controller, which will help to expose our data as a REST API. So front-end side technology, they can communicate for us to insert or delete or update or retrieve purpose. So what I'm going to do here now, in this application, I'm coming new, I write the class, I'm writing here now com.controller, I'll write here now product controller. And I click finish. On top of this, what I'll do here now, I'll write @REST controller. And right here @request mapping, my main path as a product. And then auto wired for this. And I'll write now product service. Service. And then I'll write now public list, return type of list of product. I'll write find all product. Find all product. And write return product service dot find all. So this is a method for retrieve purpose now. So I'll write now public string store product. I'll take @request body and I take here now product. I'll write now product service dot store product. I'll pass the product. So now the question will come, what is the use of the service layer? What is the use of the controller? So this is a REST controller, which is responsible to interact with the service layer for insert, delete, update, retrieve purpose. On top of this, what I'll do here now, I'm planning to make retrieve as a get mapping. Get method now. Get mapping value equal to, I'll write it find all. And we are going to produce the data in which format? So I'll write here produce equal to, I'll write now media type of application JSON value. So JSON is JavaScript object notation, which will help to share the data between front-end and back-end. And then I want to store the data. I'll write post mapping value equal to store. And I write here now consume equal to media type application JSON. So these two REST APIs are ready with me now. So product, now the question will come, how to call this REST API? Okay, so now I'll write here now say HTTP localhost 8080 slash main path is product slash find all. When I hit this one, with the help of REST client tool, we expect collection of products in the form of JSON. And the same thing, if I hit this another URL here, store product, I'll write the store. And we need to pass the product name and product price. Product ID automatically auto increment. And where you're going to store the data in a database. So this is my setup is ready. But now the question will come. I'll repeat, now the question will come, where we store the data or what is the database? So here, when we create the Spring Boot project, we'll get one application.properties file. And inside this file, we need to provide our database details. So what type of driver you're using, what is your URL, what is the database username, password. Database can be present locally or can be present cloud machine. So real time it's present in a cloud machine now. But right now I'm trying to use the database locally now. So I'll take the database information. So always I'll keep in one text file, database information. I'll copy from there. So this is my database information. I'll copy paste it. So this is my driver name for the MySQL. For Oracle will change, MongoDB will change now. Then the database URL, localhost. If I come to the cloud, this localhost is replaced by IP address or domain name. This is my database username, root. My database password, root@123. Right now I'm using local database. And this is used to create the table automatically. And I write a database name, something like I'll write now Capstone. Capstone, that's it now. Okay, and I'm going to create one database. I'll connect to the MySQL database using terminal command prompt. Right now, if I write here show tables, I don't have anything table. It is empty. As of now, it's empty now. Now our code is ready. I'm going to open the main class. So on the main class, we need to write few annotations. So I'll write first annotation to enable my @REST controller, @service, @repository annotation. I use now base packages as a COM. Then I use to enable my entity. I'll write entity scan, where my entity class is there. Base packages. I'll write here now com.entity. I need to enable my JPay features. I'll write @enable or here enable. Repository. Okay, I'll write the base packages com.repository. And then what I'll do here now, I'll make it Spring Boot application up now. Spring Boot application up. So I develop one small application with the backend part is ready to do two operations, one for store the product, one for retrieve the product. We will test this application backend part first. I'm running as a normal Java application because this is a Spring Boot application. If everything go fine, you can see the message Spring Boot application is up and automatically one table is created in a database. Now you can see Spring Boot up now. Now if I go to the database, say I didn't create the table. If I write now show tables, one table is ready. And if I write here describe, okay, and you can see product table is ready with the product ID, primary key, product name and price. with the ID is auto increment. So this is my simple backend part ready with the help of Spring Boot and with the database MySQL RDBMS database. Now, coming to now front-end side technology now. So we done the backend. Okay. But try to understand, people must be know Java technology. The people must be know database technology. Then these people will understand this concept. So now coming to the front-end side technology, we are going to use the front-end as a Angular. We can use the front-end can be React, front-end can be any other technologies are there now. And to create the Angular project, we need in our machine Node.js. Because Node.js provided us to create the Angular project. So already in my machine, Node.js is there. So what I'll do here now, in a backend, I'm going to create the backend part now. So I'll right now see node -hyphen version already is available. Again, npm, that's called Node Package Manager, which will help to download some external module. Okay. So I'll write here now -hyphen version, npm version I'm writing now. And then ng, that's a Angular next generation. We call the ng called next generation -hyphen version. If you see the Angular, I think 16 point version is available. 1 minute, ng version. I'll write it. So already in my machine, Angular CLI 16 version is available. Angular latest version released by 17. 17 plus is released. So I'm planning to create the Angular project. So what I'll do here now, I'm creating ng new. Okay. So front end app. So it will ask you routing. So routing is one of the concepts which you have to navigate from one page to another page. As of now, I don't want routing. I'll tell no. What styling we want? I'm taking CSS. Simple. Even we can add any CSS, semantic UI, bootstrap, and anything we can add it now. So it is creating an Angular project. It takes some few minutes time. We need to wait for that. So Angular is a front-end framework. Okay, which help to develop the front-end side technology. Guys, Q&A session I'll take. Wait for that. Allow me to do front-end, back-end for that. So once the Angular project created, so I'll repeat here now how to create the Angular project now. See here now, ng new, some project name now, project name. Once created, we need to go inside a project name. Okay. And then after that, we need to create some component. So some people ask, what is a component? So component is used to control the view or part of the view. And using the component only, we are making the Angular is provided the single page application. And to create the component, what is the command? ng-gc or generate component. And what is the component name? Product. Then I need to map my Java bin class or entity class. Suppose we need one model class. That's a ng-g class product. It is called model class. Model class. And now we need some service class, which will help to communicate with our REST API, which we already created now. Suppose we need one class ng-gs product. So these are the three commands we need to execute to do or to invoke those REST API. So I'll check now. Angular project is ready. So I'll move inside a project. So I'm going to create ng-gc product, one component. I'll create one class, ng-g class product. I can set it as a model class. And ng-g, I need one service. I'll create a service. See here, C component, class, and service. And now to develop the front-end side technology, we can use any ID. Some people use the VS Code, some people use the bracket, some people use the Notepad plus Notepad plus plus, or any ID preferable. So I'm using the VS Code. So open this project in VS Code. So what I'm going to do here now, see once the project is ready now, okay, inside this you can see one component is ready, one model class is ready, one service is ready now. Now, when I go to develop the application, what we need now, I need some few module we need to import in Angular. What are those few modules are there? No? First, I need to import the HTTP module, which I have to call the backend technology. That's what I'm doing what now? Import HTTP client module. Okay, from @Angular /HTTP. This is the module I imported now. Second, import. There are different type of form Angular provide. One is I can say reactive form, preferable now, reactive form module, or template even now, forms module. This is called template form. And this I need to import it now. So I need to import HTTP client module, okay, reactive form module, and here forms module. So one time we need to import in app.module.ts file, all required module we need to import it. I'll repeat, this module have to call the REST API, which is developed using Java. It can be developed in using any language, and this too is used to create the forms. So this part is ready now. I'll repeat, this part is ready. Now coming to the model class. So this is my model class product now. So this class generally used to map your JSON data. Map to JSON data. So what I'm going to write here, I'm writing now constructor. First public PID of type number type, then public, then name of type string, and then I'll write the public price of type number, opening, closing this one. This is, so this is exactly matched to our JSON data, which is already present in a backend side now. That's a Java pin class, or I can see one entity class. Now I'm coming to the service class. So in service class, I'm going to do PI for HTTP client. So HTTP client is one of the predefined API provided by Angular, which I have to call the REST API. So what I'm going to do, import HTTP client. Okay. And I'm going to write here inside a constructor, public HTTP client. And then I'm going to do one function, load product. And I'm using here now what? Because Angular internally use one of the concept called observable, part of reactive JS. And here I'm writing now product, list of product. And here I'm going to do what? Return HTTP dot get method. And what is the REST API? Which I written already in a backend side technology. I can call this REST API. Where I created in this controller, I'll call this. Find out this part. That's it. And I do the typecasting for this product array. Product array. So when I hit this URL, the front end calling backend part now. And second, store product. I'll take product objects, product of any type, and return type. If I take observable of type string, and right here now return this dot HTTP dot post method, and inside a post we are passing that URL to store the data. This URL. Okay. And second, we are passing the product, and return type we are giving the string format, by default JSON consider. So response type, this is a text. So this is two methods are ready, one for store, one for retrieve. So this is my service layer is ready. So like that I can write insert, delete, update, retrieve, or still I write multiple coding now. Now coming to the component, so already we created Angular component here, means product component. Inside this product TS file, so what I'm going to do here, I'm use one of the lot of life cycles or components are there. So I'm using implements on init. Which program one of the function called ng on it now? This one, which will get called automatically when the component get loaded. Then I use the constructor. And inside a constructor, I use now what now? Public product service. I'll write the product service. Yeah, for product service. So inside this, I'll write here now load product. One function. Under now store product. Store product under function. This part. So when I want to load the products now, what I'll do here now? I'll create one products array. Products of array type of products. Okay, this is array to store the product details. And here what I'm going to do inside this part, this dot, I'm writing product service. Okay, so I'm writing store product, or this is load the products, and I'll call the subscribe. So inside subscribe, it will take the 3 parameters. First is called to load the data. So I can say result of any type. Okay. And then I'm doing what now? This dot products equal to, I'll store the result here now. This one, which has second parameter also called error, third parameter completed, anything we can do now. So as of now, only I'm using one parameter. If you want second also, you can use error. If anything error generated, we can display those errors here now. So console.log, I can display error. Third, optional, not mandatory. If you want, you can write done. And this, all the parts are async now. Complete. So this for load the product. Now to store the products, what I'm going to do, I need to use any one of the type of form now. So what I'm going to use the form, I'm using the product ref equal to new form group. I'm using now form group. Okay. And inside a form group, I'm using now PID of new form control. Form control. Then P name equal to, I'll write the new form control. And I write now price equal to new form control. Form control. So these are one of the type of form I'm using template driven form now, which contain PID, product ID, product name, and price. And I'm planning to store the products. What I'll do here now? Product we are telling now. Product ref I give now properly. Product ref. Okay, I'll check it. No problem. Okay. So after this, what I'm going to do here now? When the product will come, let product equal to this dot product ref dot value. I get those all the products now. Okay. And after this now, what I'm going to do here now? This dot. I'll repeat this dot store product dot. This dot product service dot store product dot. I'm passing this all the product. And then I'm calling now subscribe, which take 3 parameter. Next, result. If anything result you want to check, we can check the result. Second, error. If any error generated. Okay. So second, error. Error. If anything error generated, we can display those error. And third is optional. If you want to write it or leave it now. That's called complete. Okay. So console dot done. This one. And here, if you want, I can write the message, something I take on message variable, message of type string equal to, and this I'll write here now, this dot message equal to result. If anything error, I'll write here now, console.log error. This part. So my component part is ready. Now coming to the template, last part to make the combination complete now. Here, I need to create one form to store the product. So I'll take now div tag. So I'll write the form, simple form. I'll take the label. I'm no need to pass the ID. So I'll take the product name. Then input type equal to text. Right now I'm not planning for the look and feel that we can add the bootstrap. So product name and price. Only two property I'm going to pass now. Price. And there, this is a type of number. I need the button. So input type submit and value equal to store product. Okay. And one other button I need reset proposal. Reset. So this is a simple form is ready now. But this form need to bind with your component form now. That purpose we need to do what you know? Form group. What is the form group here? Product ref. This one. And what is the form control? Here, form control name. What is the form control name? P name. P name. And I'll write now another one, price. Price. That's it. This is ready now. Next, I want to load this all the products one by one. So I'll write here BR. Okay. So I'm going to take the table tag, take or whatever things want. We can take one div tag. But we will take the table otherwise, proper way to display the information. I'll take the table row. So PID, product ID. First, I'll make the table row. And inside this, I'll write the table heading now. So I'll take the PID. I'll take the P name and take the price. Price. So this is fixed now. I'll take the table row and I'll take ng for is one of the type of loop provided by Angular and let product equal to product of product. So I'll check what is the product. I'm given the name there, product or products now in a component. That one parchment even mention also now. You've done the spelling wrong. And here products. And here I'm going to use what? PD product equal to dot PID like that, P name and price. P name and we write the price. This one. So code is ready now. So now coming to the main component, in the main component HTML page, I'll remove this all the default code. I'll write here div and write here now app product. This part is ready now. And I'm going to run this Angular project now. And to run the Angular project, we use ng server -o automatically open a default port number 4200. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Let me it open. So let HTTP 4200. And you can see your product name and price now. We are going to pass this information. Okay. So now what I'll do here now, if I go to the inspect now, if I call front end to backend, I'll get some error now. Now to communicate the front end backend, we get the cross origin. Let me help store something like a TV. I'm storing some 56,000. When I store the product, now see, we'll get some error now. 1 minute. I think I missed one point now, guys. Another one, HTML. When I click on here, what event we'll call? We didn't call that one. That's one last step. Store product. because one function we need to call, no? Which function? So let me insert this function, store the product. Okay. Now, and the backend side, what will happen now when you want to communicate backend and frontend now, we get some error. Now to enable, that's called cross origin. That's called cross origin means cross resource origin resource. So we need to enable this one. We need to write the cross, this enable now. So now this annotation help to communicate backend and frontend side technology. Other will get some error now. Okay, let me enable now. So now I'm going to store the one product TV, and I'm going to store some price is 78,000, and I click on store product. Okay. And we'll see we got the output done. I'll repeat, we got the output done. We'll check in the backend side. Is it data store or not? So select star from product. Now you can see one record get stored in a database. Some people ask me, I'm not able to see the records in a table format. What we need to do? I'll write one small logic here now. So what is happening now? We done the only logic for store the products, not for retrieve the products. So what I'll do here now, inside this TS file. So this one function, enrollment method, I'll do what now? Load the products. So whenever the component get loaded, automatically this function get called. Plus after store the products, inside this also I'll call this dot load the product. So this two part if you do know, now you can see your product get loaded. Plus I'll do another one part. Whenever I store the records, I want to refresh my data. Inside this store products, what I'll do here now, after this part, I'll reset my data. So this dot product ref dot reset the value. Not mandatory, but it looks better. Reset the value. So now we are going to store the products. Now see everything refresh now. I'm going to store one product now. What? Computer. Computer. What the price for the computer? 45,000. So I'll store the product. See record store and retrieve. I'll store another product. Pen drive. I'll store 1,400. See, so complete guys, please remember, this is one small application with a standard way from front end to back end with that. Some people can ask me, last point I can edit now, then I'll take your questions. I want some look and feel. It not looks good. It looks very simple now. What I can do, I can go to the add the bootstrap features now. I'll go to the bootstrap website. I'll take the bootstrap. So nothing, we need to add one bootstrap URL. I'll copy this URL. And now I'm going to use my first page of the application here, what? Index page. And here I'm adding that URL. So basic look and feel already enabled now. I'll repeat, basic steps already done now. Now I'll come to the product HTML. What I'm going to do, I'm writing the predefined class equal to table. Okay. This is the only front end back end we connected using HTTP. See, this code, this class is responsible to connect the front end and back end. Can you see it all? This is my back end side technology. Yes or no? It's a back end. And that's the front end now. So using this URL, we are connected back end and front end. Back end, Spring Boot, front end, Angular. And after added the look and feel now, let me add them table here, class equal to btn success. Okay. Few name of the predefined class I'm writing for the btn info. I'll take here now class equal to form control. I'll write here now form control. I'll write top of here H2 product management system or product add a product. I'll write simple add product. I'll write here now class equal to container. Few names. And if you refresh now project, you can see compared to previous one, it looks better. Now I can store the products and we can view the products. So this is a small application. I can't say complete enterprise level application. I don't want small application with the backend and front end. I hope it is clear for all. Yes, sir. Yeah, someone asked me form. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's it.
I see, Akash, the attendees
Yeah,
are paying attention very well. They are also trying to, help you out as well. Uh,
okay.
that's really great.
Yeah, so I'll stop here now. So next we'll take the Q&A. What you want to do? Can
Sure, sure. Let
right.
me share back my
I'll
screen.
stop. I'll
Yeah.
stop. My share. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Akash. That was a very interesting project demonstration we saw. And I hope folks you actually enjoyed it and got a little bit of idea about how you can learn to develop an e-commerce app through Angular, Springboard, and MySQL, a e-commerce website, sorry. So we move on to the project demo, and we will be moving on now to the program preview. But before that, the program will be talking about. But before that, we would love to know, now that you have seen a project demonstration, how it works. So we want to know what exactly is stopping you from becoming a full stack developer, a Java developer. Now you're here because you're interested, and we would love to know your challenges, what you're facing. So I'm just launching a quick poll here. This one is a multiple choice poll, and you can select multiple options here. I'll just read out these options for you. The first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. Third one, I wouldn't get the practical exposure and need to become job ready. And the fourth one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. I see most of you have already started responding to the poll here. That's great. Awesome. And also, we would love to know how did you like the project demonstration? I know it can be a little overwhelming and intimidating for folks who are pretty new to it, but I would say that was a great demo, and it was amazing to see the e-commerce website in the end as an output result, right? Just to see a demo of it. So we have such interesting insights lined up in the upcoming program review of the full stack Java developer program. I'll be quickly introducing you to that, but before that, we would love to know what are the challenges you're facing when it comes to pursuing a career in full stack Java development. Also, if this poll does not cover your concerns from the four options you see, you can obviously let us know in the Q&A box. I know you folks are eager to get your answers from Akash in the Q&A box. I saw that throughout the session, and eagerness to get all the answers during the session as well. He tried, I think, answering a few of them. But to keep the flow smooth, we will be answering your questions moving on now whenever the speaker gets time. So please just have a little patience. We do have a few more minutes left for the session here. And yeah, we'll try to cover the session and move towards Q&A soon. Yeah. So last 5 seconds for the poll here. I see most of you have responded for the poll here. So what's stopping you from becoming a full stack Java developer? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you folks and our speaker. Let's see what have you responded. So 47% of the votes are for I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And 45% of the votes are for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 19% of the votes are for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And 36% of you have voted for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So thank you so much for sharing your concerns through this poll and also through the Q&A box as well. I see our speaker has already started responding to your queries in the Q&A box. So let me just quickly introduce you to the Full Stack Java Developer Masters program by Simplilearn. This program comes with a comprehensive curriculum and industry-aligned learning path. The learning path we'll be talking about in much detail in the next slide. Akash will be taking you through the learning path, what exactly happens, what are the modules, what are the electives, and also the project demonstration we saw of the e-commerce website, how exactly it's built using Angular, Spring, and Jibo. So here you also get to work on a lot of interesting other projects, which are integrate case studies, hands-on projects, capstone projects, which you can work on through this program, master's program, and showcase that practical experience. We're talking about what are those projects, what are their importance, how exactly do they help, and also the online live virtual classrooms you'll be getting through this program. I will be showcasing you the learning environment at Simplilearn, how what exactly this master's program looks like once you take up the program, what happens, what access do you get, what how exactly the learning management systems looks like. And also we saw a lot of you are experienced professionals, and you have at least some kind of experience here to start with. So this program duration is of 6 months. You can just complete it by giving 5 to 10 hours per week, and it is very flexible to fit your lifestyle and schedule with the amount of hours are required per week. Now, quickly introducing how this program builds your full stack development Java skills step by step. So, Akash, can you take us through this learning path here? I'll just introduce the induction class will happen for the full stack Java developer master's program. That is the first step. And over to you, Akash.
Yeah. So when you come to the Java full stack, which is divided into the 4 courses now. Okay, so in a course one, we'll talk about the all about the start with one of the tool. Before with that, we'll give the idea about the agile, how the agile will work, HTLC, agile, all the concepts, and then we'll start with the Git now. So using the Git, we'll tell how to share the data between one team to another team, how to push the code from your local repository to remote repository. That will cover now, and then we'll introduce the UI technology. And UI will cover the HTML, HTML5, CSS, CSS3, then JavaScript, TypeScript, and Angular now. Because this is a course for front end as an Angular. For some client customize, they don't want Angular, they want React. So only Angular replaced by React. Then after that, what we'll do, we'll come to the data structure and algorithms are there now. So our backend technology is what now? Java. So backend technology is Java. So we'll start with the core Java. In a core Java, we'll cover the basic programming, and then we'll cover the all the OOPS concept. Then we'll cover the exception handling, multi-threading, collection framework, JDBC topic, and then we'll give the that time we'll give the data structure also, where your collection framework is one of the very important, where we'll cover the all the data structure concept, which will come like a stack, queue, array list, linked list, vector, okay, tree, all these things are there. And after that, we will tell about the backend using the Java, how to develop the web application, not the front end. I'm talking about the Angular. That's independent now. So there will again we'll tell about the servlet and JSP. Now, some people know Solid JSP, they will tell already this technology are deprecated or outdated. We can agree. But suddenly, if we introduce the Spring framework or Spring Boot, it is difficult for the fresher to understand directly Spring framework. So we need to give them idea about the what is the HTTP protocol, what is the container, web container, what is the Solid, what is the JSP, some idea about the basic concept. That will cover on this A to Z backend part now. And after that, in this API endpoint and communications are there now. So what we'll do inside this API endpoint now, we are going to cover you the Spring concept now. So we'll come to the Spring framework, which will come Spring Core, Spring Application Context, Spring REST API, Spring Security Overview, I can't say. So some people want to learn deep in Spring framework, that's a different course we are now. Okay. And then we'll cover the microservice architectures. What is the monolithic microservice architecture? How to create the REST APIs are there. And after that, we are going to the capstone project. But before capstone also, we'll give the idea for them also now, Docker. So Docker, Jenkins, and overview of AWS. So we can't say complete AWS are there, no. So again, some people want to become the expert in a cloud technology, maybe AWS or Azure. That's a different course now. But here we are going to cover the Docker. What is the containerization application? One of the CI/CD tool using the Jenkins, and then how to deploy the application using the AWS with the help of EC2 instance now. And that point of time, we will give the idea. Right now, how we connected backend and front end, we'll teach now. Right now, my application running on locally, but once you complete this all the part now, we'll understand how to make your application as a globally accessible now. So live application accessible now with the help of Docker, Jenkins with the CI/CD tool pipeline now. And that we are going to do capstone projects.
Thank you so much, Akash, for taking us through the learning path of the full stack Java Developer Master's Program. Also, we have electives here. We'll be learning things about integration and deployment, and IBM Docker Essentials, a developer introduction, and also IBM introduction to container Kubernetes. This is the learning path, and moving on to the tools you'll be mastering in this program. So Akash, maybe you can shed some light on the in-demand tools, libraries, and platforms, quickly, what we'll be covering in this
Yeah.
program, which is very important for a full stack Java developer to develop this.
Okay. So when it comes to the Java full stack, these are some technology or tool which we need to use it while developing the application. So when I come to the front-end side technology, already I told now HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's a basic is required mandatory. And then some people maybe can go React or some people can go Angular, depend upon the client requirements are there. So we can see HTML5, CSS3, okay, and the React or Angular are there. Then coming to the backend side technologies are there now. So backend is the Java technology. You can see the Java technology. Okay. And then Spring and Spring Boot. So these are the things will come in the backend. Java, Spring, and Spring Boot will come backend part here. And then in a Java also we teach you testing also, the testing using the JUnit 5. Even TestNG also will teach. Sometimes some client will ask the JUnit. So they will cover the unit testing out there now. Connecting the database using the JDBC is one of the topics. Second, we are going to do the part what now ORM, maybe ORM JP or Hibernate now, but Hibernate has become duplicated. Nowadays using more JPA now. So this is will come the part. Spring Boot and Spring Framework mainly help to create the REST APIs out there now. Then after that, you want to deployment. We call the deployment phase now there. So there we cover the Docker, Jenkins, Docker and Jenkins. Database, sometimes some client will ask the MySQL, some will ask the MongoDB now. But generally, Capstone project will use the MySQL. But customize, even we can go to the MongoDB. So MySQL is the RDBMS, MongoDB is a no SQL database out there. And while developing the Spring Boot application, we use one of the build tool, Maven. Maybe Maven or maybe Gradle, preferable or generic we use the Maven now. Okay, yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Akash, for taking us through these tools, libraries, and platforms. Also, talking about the caption projects, right? So, Akash, we have covered a project implementation of one of the projects which is a part of this program, the e-commerce site here. How exactly, first of all, what exactly are the caption projects, and how exactly are these projects, working on these projects, important through this program to showcase that practical experience as a full stack Java developer, which folks might not have before joining this program, and they will definitely need it when they are trying to go and apply for jobs in FST. Akash, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'll just rephrase my question once again. So
Yeah.
we just covered a project demonstration, right? And one of the
Yeah.
projects, I'm just going to the next screen, is a part of this program, which is the entertainment site, which you covered, which is again like one of the industry-based projects they get to work on this program. So how exactly these projects are important for someone who does not have any experience in full stack Java development, and how exactly these projects help them showcase that to experience in their portfolio when they're trying to go out there and apply for jobs in FST.
So what will happen now? See, when I come to the application point of view, so when you're going to develop the application point of view, the language can be anything now. So the backend language, some people tell now Python, some people tell Java, some people come to .NET now. When I come to the front-end side technology, the front-end side technology can be Angular, can be React. This is a preferable front-end side technology we consider now. So when going to apply the job, or maybe already working on same technology, or maybe working in different technology or domain, or maybe a fresher now there. So we need one knowledge. Right now, develop a small application with only two operations, one for store, one for retrieve. Now, some people who are new to this technology tell now, I'm not able to understand. Or some people who have knowledge about the Java, so they also has a lot of doubts. Why use the Spring Boot? Why use the Angular? Why use the service layer? Why use the DO layer? Why you need to use the service layer in a front-end side? See, these are all the questions come in your minds are there. So when you come to the project point of view, topics can be anything now. And what are the application going to develop? Please remember the application, there is no end now. So some people tell food delivery is very simple application. Some people come healthcare very simple now. We can't say simple now. In the healthcare application also, lot of functionality we need to add it now. When I go to develop in real-time scenarios are there. And day by day, the client requirement get changes now there. So whichever project will take, those project is no end. There is no end now because the client will give the requirement. And as a developer or as a trainer, we need to fulfill their requirements are there now. That's called we are giving the service for them. So when I come to the healthcare, food delivery, entertainment, travel, just like a general terminology we're giving now. But these are the projects going to change depend upon the client requirements are there. It's not always fixed for the every batches are there. No, sometimes some domain, or some client will ask, no, we don't want this domain. We want something unique domains, or we want something different problem statements. Can you do it now? Yes. But at least to start your career in one of the language, which are going to do Java full stack or any other stacks, we need the knowledge about how the application will run from front end to back end, and how to deploy in cloud using the Docker and Kubernetes or what other technologies are there. If you get that knowledge, you can develop any type of applications. And these are given some few name for that now: food delivery, healthcare, entertainment, and travel, and still more we can do it.
Thank you so much, Akash, for answering my question. I'm pretty sure a lot of them have the same question. Also, talking about the industry trends here. So, the global task management software market size stood at USD 1.7 billion in 2023 and is projected to reach USD 4 billion in by 2026 here. So, the full stack development trends here, the industry growth, the CAGR is estimated growth by 13% by 2026, and there will be a 30% increase in job demand in FSD. Also, for a software developer, the annual salary here, just to give you an approx idea, starts with a minimum of $70,000 and goes to an average of $77,000 to a maximum of $85,000. Again, these are just average salaries here. Let me do one thing. Let me just share my screen and give you an estimate of these demand of these jobs globally. So I'll just open a global platform here just to show you what is the demand of the full stack developer Java. Let's just put full stack Java and search for jobs. So this DICE is a global platform. We've seen a lot of global jobs here. Let's see what is the demand here. So as you can see that there are 10,000 plus jobs for the skill full stack Java, and you'll be seeing these jobs as a full stack developer, Java developer, full stack Java Angular, Azure cloud developer, again like a senior Java developer, and the years of experience as well. You can just filter it by that. You can see a lot of these companies which are hiring, as there are 10,000 plus. This is just a global example. I'll be showing an example of for Indian candidates as well on Naukri.com. Let me just quickly put that here and also show you. So I'm just showing you real-time numbers here, not to just talk about what numbers we have gotten from Glassdoor, right? Why not check out the real-time numbers? As you can see, there are 26,000 plus jobs here. Java full stack trainer, Java full stack developer. We have ranges of experiences here, ranges of salaries here, company types. The companies which are hiring are in thousands here as well. So you can see the demand of these jobs, globally as well as for Indian candidates, in India as well. So moving on to the industry trends here. We just talked about the salary. Salaries are really important, right? When you're pursuing a career trying to upskill. So the salary is the most important part, right? Where exactly you're going. So just wanted to give an example. And the companies that will be hiring for a full stack Java developer here. I just quickly have shown you what companies globally are hiring, what is the demand in India as well in numbers. But these are the major companies like Amazon, Microsoft, CGI, Pearson, Wells Fargo, KPMG, IBM, Salesforce, Accenture, and then hundreds more, which I just shown you, which are hiring for the full stack Java development role. A lot of you have asked, like, am I eligible to take up this full stack Java developer master's program? So let me just share that quickly. What is the eligibility and the prerequisites for taking up the program? So you need to have a basic understanding of programming and mathematics, and any technical degree or equivalent such as BTech, MTech, or degree in engineering, or a bachelor's or master's in computer science will do for taking up this program. And also no work experience is required. So if you don't have any work experience, that is totally okay. You can take up this program. If you have a work experience in another stream or the same stream, it is totally going to be act as a plus, right? It's a master program. Now, talking about the FSD careers now. So how does this program help open a lot of these career options in full stack Java development? Maybe Akash, you can shed some light on these career paths. Folks will be able to take up once they are done with the program. What can they aspire for?
So if you see, there are a lot of stacks nowadays in the market. We are using a lot of stacks are there. So when I say the full stack developer, so the full stack developer may be your Java full stack, maybe your Python full stack, or maybe main stack or merge stack. So when I say full stack, backend for maybe they're developing using HTML, CSS, jQuery, also possible. or sometimes we want to application is very, very big. To maintain the application using the jQuery is very difficult. Maybe use the Angular, or maybe use the React, or maybe use the Vue.js, or any other JS we can use. That's become web design. So UX, UI developers also under these categories are there now. Okay. Software engineering now. So you're
I think Akash, your voice is breaking a little. I think there's an issue we're facing with the voice. It's okay. Like, let me just carry on with the learning environment. Meanwhile, he joins back. Uh, yeah, I think we have you back, Akash. Mm, let me just quickly go back to the learning environment here. Meanwhile, he is joining in. Might be a technical issue, might be an internet issue. No, not to worry. So we are almost done. So I'm just quickly going to show you the courses we have here for the program. Let me just quickly log in here. I think Akash, we lost you like for a few minutes. Not to worry. I'm just quickly showing them uh, the learning environment of the program. Meanwhile, if you want, you can carry on and close up what you were talking about. And stop sharing my screen. Let me just quickly share back my screen.
I think I lost the.
Just one second. I'm just yeah,
Yeah.
just sharing my screen. I was just logging in. I'll go back to the previous slide and yeah, you please carry
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So coming to the software engineer, so you're in a software, maybe you're developing the application using different languages are there now. So maybe you're a software engineers, maybe using Java, maybe using the C, C++, Python, anything now. So that's the generic code we use the software engineers are there now. Front end web developers now. So when you come to the front end, again, completely front end technologies are there now. So there your HTML, CSS, JavaScript must be strong. Again, frameworks or maybe library, it's matter now. Coming to the software architect now, when you want to become a software architect, the person must be need the knowledge about all the technologies. If I'm a software architect person now, I need to work on some Java technology for years. I need to work on Python. I need to work on React. I need to work on all technology. Because nowadays, please remember, some people ask me also questions are there. If I know this Java, enough now? No. So in IT industry, we need to learn a lot of technologies. I'll repeat, in IT industry, we need to learn a lot of technologies are there. No? And we need to share the knowledge. Because always I can't say Java is only good or Python only good. No. All technology is good, but depend upon what type of application you're going to develop, which client you're working, and what type of domain you're going to use now. So that time we need the software architect person. Backend web developers. So the person only as a backend technology. I don't want to use the front end side technology. So using the Spring Boot, we can use the JSP also, Theme Leaf also, or any other UI technology, but we don't want any front end side technology. So that time backend developer. Okay. AI, any AI engineers now. So artificial intelligence also we can do. But please remember, we can't say always, I can't say always Java is good now. So we need the knowledge, or we need the resources, need the knowledge about all the technologies. And depend upon the client requirement, we can switch from one domain to another domain. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Akash, for sharing what career path we can take up in FST. Now moving on to the learning environment. Folks, I know that we have extended the time by a few minutes of the session. We will be taking 10 more minutes. Is that okay, Akash, for you? Like if
Yeah,
we can
no
address
problem.
the queries during the enrollment poll itself quickly. So I'm just quickly sharing the learning environment here, just to give you a quick preview of what exactly happens in the program here once you take up the program. So let me just open the program. This is the program. So this is the full stack Java developer master's program we are talking about. I will start the program. You can see this is a 52 weeks, that is 6 months of duration, which we have mentioned earlier. These are the courses available, the learning path which we have covered, induction for the class. And you can see there are a combination of live and self-learning. So it is not only recorded videos, it is actually a maximum of live classes. Now, let me just show you, browsely show you like what are the courses which we have just covered. Now, let me just open one of the modules here and show you. So I'm just clicking on this one, all about planning and designing UI, which we have covered in the learning path. And what exactly happens here? So this is the learning management system at Simplilearn. You'll get access to once you take up the program. So this is the self-learning basically part where you click on it and there will be self-learning videos which you'll have to complete. And I'll just mute it. Okay, it's already muted. And here you can see the courses here, which are self-learning, Agile, Git, MySQL, which is a part of this particular module. So yeah, so I'll just play it quickly if you want to see how it sounds like.
EdTech companies in the world, forms, version control system, database management systems, front-end technologies like.
So this is just one example of, a self-learning video. So it will be recorded already. And now going to the live classes. So live classes here, basically the upcoming one, this particular cohort is completely full, so you're not able to see. But I'll show you when is the next upcoming live classes. But yeah, so this is the when we go to live classes and you go and check out the available classes here, and also the past classes which you have attended, and also your own classes here as well, which you have already attended. So this particular cohort will show you what are the available classes we can choose from. This one is a global program, so you'll be seeing a lot of accessible classes for your own region. So it will not be a issue there. We have multiple trainers, who help with these multiple classes here based on the region you're joining us from. And also going to the assessment here. So you can see a minimum one project must be completed to pass as a part of certification to unlock the criteria. So you'll see a lot of projects here which you can basically access through it and work on it. And this will be hands-on completely. The practice labs also, which are present here, which you can access through the program. So the practice labs here is completely based on the curriculum we have covered during the live virtual classes. And you can just launch the lab and start working on it. Moving on to the certificate here. So to unlock the certificate, you'll have to basically complete one class, attend 80% or more one of the live sessions. As I told you, live sessions are really important and interactive. You get to interact with the instructor here. And also you'll have to need to complete one project as well. The projects which we have talked about, which are very important, to showcase your work. So yeah, these are the courses here. Just quickly showing you how the learning environment looks like and the electives which we talked about. So there are 3 electives. Electives here are optional. We have this in partnership with IBM, which you can basically access these electives and get a certificate from IBM. But these are optional. They come as a part of the program, and we don't charge anything extra for that. And also, we have a help section here as well, which actually is available 24/7 in case you have any questions about the curriculum, the certificate, the exam, the labs projects. You can just go and basically chat with us here, and you will get a response shortly. So this helpful section is very basically helpful here. Okay, and moving on to back to the project demo here, the slide, and we just covered the learning environment of the full stack Java development program, and moving on to the learner outcomes here of the program. So as you can see, that the learner outcomes here have basically interestingly consisted of learners coming from excellent organizations like Amazon, EY, Dell, Deloitte, Bosch, Oracle, IBM, Accenture, VMware, and many more. This is just to name few companies here, but they don't only come from these organizations. There are many more organizations they come from, and industries. Software product, IT, BFSI, telecom being one of them. Industries, majorly they come from. Also, now that we've talked about the whole full stack Java development masters program and also taking you through a project demo from one of the projects which you have in the program, how can we miss out on the alumni success stories, right? So let me just quickly take a few minutes to show you these success stories. You can hear it from them, from thousands of success stories we have. What I'll do is I will just open one of the success stories here and I'll play it for you. Before playing, I just want to check if the voice is audible to you. So you can just let me know by responding yes on the chat, yes or no on the chat. So let me just quickly play it.
Hello there. My name is David Tobras. I live in Lagos.
Is it audible? Yes or no? Then I'll play it again. Okay, awesome. Let me put it on full screen and start it again and put it on volume.
Yeah. Hello there. My name is David Tobras. I live in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm the director of technology and products at Carlos. People often ask me, after working so many years as a technology head, if I still code. Well, of course I do. And I think Simplilearn's course helped me to go back to the basics. All right. Not just that, I'm now earning 3 times more than what I used to. In my previous job at Backend, I was the head of engineering. My work was a supervisory one, especially. Working at a managerial position for several years, I realized I was losing touch with my programming skills. My programming work was reduced to 15% of my work. I wanted to kill two birds with one stone. So I worked for a promotion, and also I wanted to do more programming. Also didn't want to start a pressure course. So I took the full stack Java development course at Simplilearn. Prior to Simplilearn, I was pretty much a self-taught Java developer. But the course was very good. I have not only learned Java, but I've also learned other technologies. I've been exposed to emerging technologies such as Docker, TestNG, Selenium, Jenkins, and the likes. My course ended sometime around February 2022. And around the same time, I got a job as director of technology and product at Parallel Sport with 2 times my salary. At my current job, I design, implement architectures using great programming practices, performing code reviews, ensuring the exceptional code quality is also published. In fact, now I do freelance auditing. Additionally, my overall earning has increased threefold. I'm becoming better and better, and it's because I'm always learning.
So this is one of the success stories from the full stack Java Master's program. And I'll just quickly show you another success story. This is Yashwasi's success story. Again, like he has also taken up the master's program. I just put it full screen and 2 more minutes of the alumni success stories and we move on.
Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self, the Bhagavad Gita. Hi, my name is Yashasvi and I did my Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Communication. I was working at 2cent IT as an intern. But soon after the full stack Java development course, I got a job at Orange Mantra as a software engineer with a very good salary hike. During my school and graduation days, I enjoyed coding and C++ programming. So I decided to switch to the software industry. During the lockdown in 2020, there was an impact on our salaries. So I decided to acquire some skills as per the market demand and to upskill myself. I did a lot of research and learned that Simplilearn is the best online bootcamp platform. The course prices were very reasonable compared to other platforms, and the reviews were good. They also provided me with the EMI option, which was convenient for me. So I decided to go for Simplilearn's full stack Java development program. The course curriculum was very good. The best part of the course was the faculty and their teaching skills. During the course, I learned some new technologies like Spring Boot and DevOps, which I was not aware of before. After so much practice and hard work and with faculty guidance, I was able to crack some interviews. I decided to join Orange Mantra as a software engineer. Right now, I'm working on various client projects and implementing my knowledge from the course. I have always been keen to learn new things, and in the future, I want to excel in software development and upgrade my skills in any new technology entering my domain. As I was working, I did not have enough time to study on weekdays. So mostly I used to study early mornings and on weekends. I was assigned to development projects, so it was convenient for me to manage time easily. I was a shy person, but after the course, I became more confident and disciplined because the projects assigned to me were challenging. And I believe it helped me in my personal growth as well. I've been a fitness enthusiast since my college days. And in my free time, I like to utilize that time by swimming and yoga. Work hard and enjoy the journey and discipline yourself.
So these are the 2 success stories among a lot of them, hundreds of them, which we have for the program. And also, this is the certificate you'll be getting from the full stack Java Developer Master Program, and this is how it's going to look like. And this is for the master's program. And this is the only full stack Java Developer program in the industry with where you learn 8+ cutting edge tools like SQL, Java, and others, and become a job ready with industry aligned curriculum by experts. You have 100+ hours of live interaction and applied learning with expert trainers and hands-on practice through 20+ multiple projects, assessments and tests, which we have just shown you, and also hands-on projects through 20+ multiple access assessment tests, which you can opt for as well. So yeah, so just to sum it up, we would love to know your interest in enrolling into the full stack Java Developer Master's program. I'm just launching a quick poll here, which will ask you, would you like to enroll into the program? you can just respond as yes to share your interest towards enrollment. And we will be taking you through the enrollment steps for the program. Even after this, the learning consultants from Simplilearn will be reaching out to you and taking you through a much more detailed walkthrough of the program as well. So Akash, maybe we can start addressing queries we have. I know we have extended the time. Just to save time, because folks have been waiting. I see you have responded to a lot of these questions in the Q&A box already. So folks, please do go and check it out. The questions which are already addressed by Akash. But just to sum it up, what are the questions? Let me just quickly see. Also, meanwhile, while you folks are responding to the poll here, which I see a lot of you have already started, let me just also share the link towards the program as well. So even after the webinar, you can go and check out the link. You can download the syllabus. If you want, you can enroll into the program using this link as well. Let me open this link for you and show you just the link which we have covered in the testimonials as well. So this is the program, and the next upcoming cohort which is available, the admission for that closes on 2nd May. And you can see the program duration of 6 months. And we have this in collaboration with IBM, you can see here. And you can go and download the syllabus from here, download now. You can see the program certificate here, what are the key features, advantage, and also a lot of details here, skills covered, tools covered, the projects which we have already covered, industry trends which we have talked about, the eligibility criteria, and also the program upcoming cohort which are here. So I've shared the link on the chat there. You can go and check out that link even after the webinar. If you have any questions, I'll share an email ID. You can reach out to us there if you have any questions. And as per the interest which you're sharing already, which I can see on the poll, which is a lot of you, a lot of interest towards enrollment into the FSD program. So the learning consultants will also be taking you through a detailed walkthrough of the program. So you can nudge them about the syllabus if you have any questions about that. Also, if you are looking for installment payments there, if you cannot pay the fee, by yourself completely. So we do have a lot of options there, which you can opt for. So that is something you can just, ask for the learning consultant. They will help you out with that. So that is not an issue. So I see most of you have responded for the poll here. And just let's give 20 seconds more for the poll here. So last 20 seconds, folks. For a few of the folks who are still thinking about it. So are you interested in enrolling into the full stack Java developer master's program? You can respond as yes to the poll which is launched right now. And yes, really moving towards the enrollment steps. And so sorry, folks, we had to extend the session by few more minutes because of the demand we have gotten for the session from you, and a lot of questions which Akash has already started answering. In the Q&A box, please go and check out your questions there. He has already started addressing your queries there. So please do go and check out his basically responses to you. Please go and check out. Folks who are responding yes on the chat, and I see folks who are basically interested in the YouTube link who have joined us as well. You can go and opt for the course by clicking on the description, and on the top you will be seeing the link towards the full stack Java developer master's program. And you can use the same link which I've shown to enroll, to share your few basic details like email, phone number, and yeah, the learning consultants will be reaching out to you for enrollment there as well, similarly. So last 10 seconds for the poll here, folks. If you are interested in enrolling into the full stack development program, you can respond as yes on the chat, which is yes on the poll side, which you see on the screen. I see most of you have responded there. And I'm just sharing the email ID even after the webinar. If you need help from us, if you want to basically reach out to us about the program, once you check out the syllabus, if you have any questions there, this is the email ID, askus@simplilearn.net. You can reach out to us there. Thank you so much for having patience for staying till the end here. So last 5 seconds for the poll here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll. And thank you so much. Thank you. We saw a lot of interest towards enrollment here. So let me just quickly take you through the enrollment steps. So the step 1 here is you'll have to submit an application. You have to apply at askus@simplilearn.net. Step 2 will be reviewing qualifications based on the eligibility and criteria which I already shared with you. If any confusion there, you can check out the link which I've shared for your region. And based on that, you'll be getting a learning consultants from Simplilearn reaching out to you with the admissions offer. Simple, easy peasy. These are the 3 steps they'll be making you follow. So I'm just sharing this because so you'll be aware of what's going to happen next. So now that you've shared interest towards enrollment and talking about the program schedule. So the next welcome session, the induction session, will be happening on May 14th. For that, as you can see on the site, which link I've shared, the admission closes on 2nd because we have limited slots per cohort. So in case if you're looking for the basically joining the cohort, in the next upcoming month or so, so the cohort will be starting on June 8th. So, and for ROW candidates, the fee here is $1,449. And for Indian candidates, the fee here is $40,000. The link which I've shared on the chat, it might also have some kind of discount coupon. You can go and check out what is the active discount coupon which you can apply for. And for more assistance I've mentioned, you can go and reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.com. Moving on to the Q&A part, I see a lot of questions. I see a lot of questions have been answered already by Akash here. So we will be moving towards the end of the program. Please go and check out the Q&A box. We have addressed, most of your queries there. Please go and check out the responses by Akash on the Q&A box. Please go and check that because he's taken that time and addressed your queries there. Please check that out. And I've also addressed, your queries related to anything about Simplilearn or webinars as well. And so we'll be moving towards the end of the session now. Akash would like to thank you for, first of all, taking the time out for this project demonstration. The folks were pretty equipped and engaged, throughout the session, and they had a little bit of learning for sure, and they got an idea about what exactly this program offers and how exactly this program is going to help them, in their career there. Would you like to say something to the folks before we end the session?
Nothing from my end. That's it.
Thank you so much, Akash. Thank you for being an amazing expert. Thank you so much. We'll be ending the session now. Now, folks who are waiting for the certificate, the recording, I will be ending the session now. You will be getting a pop-up by Zoom, and that will ask you for your full name. Please enter your full name in the webinar survey, and that is how we'll be able to send you the webinar certificate. So thank you so much. Thank you for the appreciation for our speaker, Akash Kale, on the chat here.
Yeah,
I see a lot of appreciation here, Akash, for you on the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Have a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much. Thank you, folks. We'll be ending the session now. We have exceeded the session timing. So